What's up guys, Tony Hannity's here from LazyTechGuys.com, and this is the Playmation powered by Disney. This is the Avenger pack, starter pack, and in here is probably one of the coolest interactive toys that you can get for this holiday season. Yeah, so I've got my daughter here. She really wants to open it up. She's only 3, and this is really meant for the ages 6 and up, but I think if you can be any age, you can enjoy pretty much any toy. I'm 32 and I think I would enjoy this too. So we are gonna go ahead and do a little quick unboxing. So if you're a fan of the Marvel Universe or anything like that, in here this actually comes with Captain America as well as Iron Skull, the guy with the red head. We are gonna go ahead and open this up and see what's inside. This whole thing here was kind of outlines what is exactly inside the box. This here is the repulsor gear. It actually goes on your arm just like Iron Man. So you get 2 platforms and then the 2 figures. There are other figures that you can buy, kind of similar to the Amiibos and Skylanders. But the idea is that you would place one of these guys on here and then you would shoot the character with this thing here and he would fall off the platform. How is that fun? Well, this little infrared blaster here will shoot back at you, so you have to get out of its way, otherwise you would die. So let's go ahead and see how that would work. So this is the repulsor gear. This is what you're going to wear on your right hand. So if you're left-handed, you're going to have to get used to wearing this on your right. And once you have it in here, it clamps down so it doesn't move around. And you've got a thumb trigger here, you've got a laser up there, which when you point it to one of these platforms, it determines if you're hitting your opponent on point or if you're missing. And then conversely, this actually can sense the repulsor gear. So if you're Jarvis or if any other person like Tony Stark tells you to get out of the way, you need to get out of the way. And one thing I did notice when my son was playing around with it, this is one of the best ways to indoors make someone active without having them be in front of a TV. We've got Kinect, we've got the Wii, and there's nothing wrong with those. But if you want kind of a low barrier to cost entry methodology of getting your kids active with something that they definitely enjoy, like Marvel and the whole Disney universe, this is one of those things. The other thing I noticed about the characters that come with the starter kit, Iron Skull and Captain America, they're not action figures, but the detail on these guys are actually really good. You've got a lot of articulation and a lot of detail in the different armory. His face looks extremely mean, so mean that a certain little 3-year-old was very scared of him. And in the box, you actually get 25 starter missions with the added just single player missions, and you can do kind of free for all. If you have multiple players that have the repulsor gear, you can play against your friends. And these are actually Bluetooth connected. They're synced between each other. And when you're listening for commands, you can actually hear Jarvis or Tony Stark tell you what you need to do via the speaker in the repulsor gear. Now at first it was kind of loud, but you can actually adjust the volume. And conversely, in the activators, depending on which character is placed upon it, you'll hear them speak through this speaker as well too. What's really cool is there's some sort of technology that they're using that can differentiate whether you're using Iron Skull, Captain America, or any of the other characters that you can choose from Hasbro. You can choose characters like Iron Man, the Hulk, Black Widow, and there's a really cool add-on called the Ultron Prowler. It's a little bit more expensive, it's $32, but this guy actually rolls around on the floor and then you're gonna use your repulsor gear to, well, you know, destroy it as you would. Now this is obviously very much Marvel themed to the Avengers, but because it's Disney, they have a ton of different franchises they can pull from. So maybe we'll see something from a galaxy far, far away. In any event, this is actually, from my standpoint, a lot of fun, not too expensive, but instead of hearing from me, why don't we hear from someone who actually did it for the past 2 hours or so? This is my 11-year-old son, Franklin. Say hello.
What's up?
So Frankie, you've been playing this for about 2 hours or so after we got it. What are your first impressions?
I thought it was like going to be maybe like really cheesy.
And what do you think about doing something like this versus like the Kinect, where you're moving around in front of a screen?
I saw this as like a completely different experience because all I was doing was just like listening to a voice and not seeing anything.
Right, so did you feel that that kind of triggered your imagination a little bit better, or would you prefer a screen to tell you what you're supposed to be looking at?
I would actually prefer the first one because we can like make our own choices with this.
You said to me, and you showed me something about the repulsor gear. What happened to your hand?
There's a negative thing about it, and right here, when you like fasten it and everything, it actually pushes on your wrist, which can actually get a bit uncomfortable after a few hours of playing it.
So maybe don't play it for that long?
Sure.
Okay. There's also a mobile application that you can download on Android and iOS, and I would love to tell you that it works really well and it's a lot of fun and it integrates into the game. Unfortunately, of all the Android devices that I currently have in my possession, which is about 5 different devices, I couldn't find the app. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it that it's available for you. Hopefully it allows you to purchase more levels, customize your character a little bit more, get more missions, and you can get messages directly to you from the Avengers. Because you know, they're real. It's not perfect, as my son said. It hurts after a while. It doesn't always work all the time when you're shooting directly at the power activator, and we had an issue when in between missions it kept playing this background music kind of continuously, and I thought maybe it's because it's loading a mission for you and you just kind of have to wait. And it just kept on playing and kept on playing and kept on playing. This happened at least 2 or 3 times just in the time frame of about an hour or so. So you don't lose anything, which is nice. Like you don't lose your place in the game or what you're doing, but it's just kind of a nuisance. So what my son's doing right now is one of the missions, and currently he's in Wakanda. And if you know the whole lore behind the Black Panther, that's where he's from. And he's in the vibranium mines and things like that. To get to missions like that, you actually have this navigational wheel, and you basically turn it and you determine what you want to do in your next set. And some of the missions might sound similar, but you just kind of have to keep turning it, and it'll give you a description on what's actually going on. And when you want to do the mission, you just click it and go. This Playmation starter kit is a lot of fun, not too expensive, and it gets your kids active. It's not really meant for people my age because, well, first and foremost, this doesn't fit on my hand too well. But for your youngins, if they can't go outside because it's raining or snowing or for whatever other reason, you don't want them in front of a TV, but you still want them to be active, and they love the Avengers and the whole Marvel universe and the other Disney stuff that's coming out, pay attention to this game. Alright guys, that's it for me right now. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the section below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Happy holidays to all of you. Please be safe, and we will talk to you in the next one. Peace.